All right, folks, we're here with Ryan Novell. Novell?
Yes, sir.
Of Conscious Creators. Hand mined gems and minerals. How you doing today, my brother?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
So, ran across your booth, saw the amazing Varisites, and actually it was the Tomahawk that got me. I noticed these polished cabs look quite different than the rough material, but if you can see, it really is. When you get it grinding, it's got a good rub going on right there. I fell in love with your stuff. I bought some of your Variscite. I wish I could buy it all. How long have you been mining?
So I've been mining probably about 7 years now, full time. Started out just doing roof repairs for the Himalaya mine, and it led into quitting my job and doing this.
Full time.
Yep.
What a blessing. You actually own some of these mines, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You said maybe 9 different claims?
Yeah, I've got about 9 claims right now from California to Nevada area.
Which include the Calypso.
Colina Verde, the Tomahawk. We've got Desert Springs Turquoise, Agua Oro, the Granddaddy Purple Amethyst Mine.
Granddaddy Perp.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
And several others we're still developing that have yet to come out.
This stuff is rock hard. Is it stabilized?
Nope, everything here is all natural. We don't use any sort of treatment.
That is incredible. So I have heard, and you actually proved it to me, that you can tell. Some people say stabilized won't really stick to your tongue.
Yeah.
Can I trouble you to show
Yep.
us?
So what they call the unstabilized, softer turquoise is chalk, and it's very porous. So when you can put it to your tongue actually, and it'll stick to it. And the really hard stuff, what I like to do, they're not gonna stick to your tongue, but you can. I don't know if you can hear it on there, but it clanks on your tooth. It's nice and gentle.
And then after you get used to it, I bite a lot of my stones. A lot of the stabilized Kingman I put in my mouth totally feels like plastic.
Oh, you can smell it. You can taste it.
Don't get me started. I poisoned myself cutting those 500 grams before I got here.
Yeah.
So you've been mining the Colina Verde, the Calypso, and the Tomahawk. How long have you been working these 3?
Colina Verde I found about 3 years ago now, out in Esmeralda County, Nevada. Everything kind of followed suit after that. We made a lot of discoveries in that same area. So about 3 going on 4 years now we've been working these claims.
I love the yellow. I was asking the gentleman earlier about hydrated aluminum phosphate, and the gentleman told me that, because I thought both turquoise and Variscite were very similar. He said the difference is it's copper hydrated aluminum phosphate.
Yes, sir.
And the turquoise, and I guess that the copper's where it's getting its blue color.
Yes.
Where Variscite's just hydrated aluminum phosphate. Still sisters, cousins.
Yep, cousins.
Kissing cousins.
Yep, both in the same phosphate family, I'd say.
Very cool. Check this out. The Colina Verde has a lot of the yellows, which a lot of you folks know I totally love. This has a lot of yellow, but the material is almost like chrysoprase, like apple green and kiwi green. Totally lovely.
Yeah, we get a nice mix of greens, yellows, even some blues here and there. Awesome.
I beg your pardon?
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I was going to say, would you consider this paler green a lower quality?
It's still high quality Variscite. It's just a different color. It's not so sought after though, so it is more affordable.
I was going to say the same thing. I wouldn't consider it inferior in any way. It's just a variation.
Exactly.
Because that is a gem, rock hard. I got to ask you, my friend, what are you doing for your backing formula?
So I use DevCon. I have another cutter who cuts some of these who uses a grout mixture of some sort, but I prefer to use DevCon on my cuts.
I do love DevCon, but it's expensive, man.
Yeah, oh yeah, I get the tube, so that's one of the ones that I cut with the DevCon on it.
Look at that.
Precision cut, nice girdle on it, good dome, perfectly flat back with the bezeled back edge.
I think it's like a Variscite renaissance right now. for a while, people who were only into turquoise might not have even been interested in cutting Variscite, but now that's because of the internet.
Yep.
And websites like TikTok and stuff are really making it blow up. It has its own identity again.
Oh yeah, it's really starting to come into the market. I mean, back in the early 1900s, you know, to even the late 1900s, Variscite was just discarded by the miners. They had
No way.
Yep, they used to just throw it away. If it wasn't blue and it wasn't turquoise, it went in the trash basically. But a lot of people are starting to realize and see its potential now, especially with a lot of the work going on out there in Nevada.
No, man, it's kind of turquoise city out there.
Oh yeah.
You're in Tonopah.
Yes, sir.
Which is like Royston.
Yep.
Who else is out there? So many, I don't know why it's slipping my mind.
Lone Mountain's out there, Royston, you got the Easter Blue, you got Blue Boy, you know, all sorts of famous mines are in that area. The Desert Bloom, which is another new famous one. Well, it's a hot spot in the central zone for phosphates right now.
Amazing.
How are you doing today?
Good, thanks. How about you?
Good.
Check out some of the Desert Bloom rough.
So gorgeous.
Thank you. So these are the polished.
Some of these would be hard for me to cut. They look so good in natural form.
What?
Yeah.
But that's rad.
Yeah, they clean up really nice.
Check out this
Never think that was high.
yellow on the outside, but on the inside,
Really cool.
crazy green blue.
Yeah.
People really like that stuff.
Yeah.
The gentleman does sell slabs if you're not interested in just buying rough pieces to cut yourself. Some people prefer slabs because you can see what you're getting. Still crazy affordable, 75 cents for these pieces.
Oh, there's a rainbow.
Oh yeah.
That's so cool.
The gentleman isn't just selling you like offcuts that he's not using. Almost every piece in here is a winner. Here's some of the Colina Verde, $1.75 a gram. These are like pieces of vein, but bigger pieces than what was up front. Crazy affordable. The gentleman Ryan does sell on Instagram under the same name, Conscious Creators.
Yep. I've got 2 pages there. One for the main spot where you can follow all the digging journeys, and one for the shop.
For folks that don't use Instagram or Facebook, can they text you?
Yeah, I do a lot through email also. Email's usually the easiest way to get hold.
Don't bug Ryan for $3. Like, don't say, here, I have $5, send me a $5. No, don't send this man to the post office for under $100, folks. That's just a suggestion. I don't know if you want to go to the post office for $4.
It doesn't bother me.
You're a good guy.
Even if you want to spend $1, I'll take it.
Oh, geez. You were too nice.
Shipping's $4 though.
Yeah, $4.50. My grandma gets mad if I don't charge handling, so I don't charge handling. But my grandma gets mad. She's like, you should be charging more for handling than the shipping often. Because we live in Taos, we have to. Post office is usually packed, and it's just not. I don't know.
Yeah, they got weird post office hours up in Tonopah.
Oh wow, really? It's not super consistent. Like,
well, on the weekends they're closed. Saturday they're only open for 2 hours.
oh my goodness. They're probably really used to people shipping out rocks over there, huh?
I think so. I don't think the post ladies like me much there.
No.
Always bringing in tons of packages and boxes.
A big question that I get from a lot of people on my channel is, would you ever consider shipping overseas?
Right now I don't do international sales. I've just had a lot of trouble with packages going missing, especially with everything going on right
I completely understand. I mailed a package to Wales a few years ago. It never made it.
Yeah.
And then,
I'm hoping all
there's
the
a lot of
madness in the
heartbreak.
world dies down, and then I'll go back to my normal routine of supplying everyone through one site. But it's just too risky right now for me.
I totally understand. I'm sure a lot of folks understand, and they're used to it, unfortunately. Let's check out the Colina Verde. Some of it is super nice green, some of it is super nice yellow. I'm a sucker for the yellow. I used to buy a lot of yellow Hubei, as you folks know, but it's almost impossible to cut without being super stabilized. Not all stabilization is done the same. Vista Grand, is this your material as well?
So this is my partner's claim, and Vista Grand is where you see several different looks. Desert Bloom, they've got the Vista Grand, there's Orion that comes from there, Emerald City. They kind of named the different looks there rather than having all the different looks under one name.
Oh, wow. Which is kind of clever.
It is.
I mean,
it can be a little confusing sometimes, but you know, when there's such different, you know, contrasting material.
it might be hard to tell on this GoPro, and I'll probably take out my cell phone to get a better shot, but inside there, it's not just gray, those are like thousands of little bubbles, little nuggies of the Variscite. I think it would be sacrilegious to shape that. You just gotta polish it.
Big old pendant cab.
Yeah, oh yeah, I couldn't pull it off. Some of the kids out here probably could though.
Big head wire.
Oh yeah, the longer the dreadlocks, the more you can pull that off for sure. That's 50 cents a gram, jeez Louise. Actually, I'm gonna have to buy this specimen right here. Something to not cut, to show folks. Put that aside, that's going home with me. Very super cool. You can tell these probably came off of the same piece. This Desert Bloom is nuts.
Yeah, that's some of my favorite stuff right now.
Some of your cabs are like pure. It's like if you're not keen to it, you might not even assume that it's natural.
Yeah.
It's just so intense.
And that's why Variscite's really starting to come into the market now. It doesn't require any treatments. It's just naturally beautiful right from the ground.
I imagine like a couple hundred years ago, you probably could find turquoise more often like this, where it's Variscite has a renaissance, in my opinion, going on right now. And so get it when you can, and in 50 years from now, you can tell your kids, you call that Variscite. You should have saw what I saw in 2020, 2022 at the Quartzite Gem Show. In my experience, I find like Variscite's really forgiving when cutting too.
Yes.
Like, you know, it cuts pretty easily, takes this stunning polish.
Usually the only thing that you ever got to consider is the hook strong. Sometimes it can get a little softer, but the Variscite is always just nice and hard.
You were telling me something that one of the Hi, how you doing? Yeah, you recognize.
I sound like Dan Bongino.
So you were telling me something that one of the artisans were telling me before, that you can really help out the cutting process by soaking it in water?
Yes, yeah. So a lot of the times, or all the times, when this material comes out of the ground, it's got a good moisture content to it, you know, and it has a much darker look to it. And as they dry out, they can become brittle. So by reintroducing water to it, it'll soften it up a little and make it that much easier to cut.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's what the older gentleman of the Audison family told me. I thought, you know, oh, whatever, I'll give it a shot, and I kind of should have trusted him. I might have ruined a little bit of what I bought. Should have trusted him. Trust the miners. Jeez Louise, folks, trust the miners. Why would they lie?
Yeah, soaking in water makes a big difference. It helps a lot, especially if you're going to be sawing it.
For those of the folks out there that don't really cut and like to collect, would you ever consider selling nodules like this?
Oh yeah, totally. Oh yeah, these are all everything's for sale. These are ones I was trying to prep up as specimens and sandblast. It's, I got to get a bigger sandblaster though. It's taking too long.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's how it looks coming out of the ground, and that's what produces these cabochons here. Just that piece right there in your hand.
I gotta ask, and it might be tough because they're all your babies. Which do you prefer, matrix-wise? I personally like...
I'm on this page right now. This is my favorite. You know, the one or two, you know, couple lines through it are really nice and sought after, but this is coming to be the hottest look right now, in my opinion.
Totally.
A little tighter web, a little more contrast to it.
Some of these are so pure, like if you didn't know Variscite, you might not know.
Yeah.
Like without the matrix, where this style of matrix I'm really familiar with, and I think a lot of folks would be too. And this one is awesome. Dude, your backing is great. The DevCon is so good because it gets into the cracks and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm lazy and I use like steel stick.
Yeah. I like DevCon too because it's got a slight amount of cushion to it. So when you're, you know, forming your bezel around it, it adds a cushion to it. So it's a lot less likely to break if you got a heavy hand when you're setting.
Interesting. That's a great tip because the steel stick will crack with the stone. Mm-hmm. It does add a little bit of strength, but that is great to know. And you also mined this sunstone.
Yes, sir.
Oregon sunstone.
Spectrum Mine up in Oregon for about 3 years, helping them operate. They do a bunch of fee digs up there that's open to the public. It's a really good time.
Do you ever miss it?
Oh yeah. It's paradise up there. I don't miss not having hot showers though, I'll tell you that.
Oh, geez Louise.
It's completely off the grid, there's no electricity.
I've never cut a nice sunstone. I know there's people out there who work the sunstone, live the sunstone, and that's kind of all they cut. Good for faceting, good for cabochons.
Yeah, they make some wonderful facets. The reds are the most sought after ones right now.
Whoa, that's an Oregon sunstone.
Yes, sir.
Hot tamale. No wonder this is a material that people just dedicate their entire artistic lives to. I guess when you're producing stuff like that, you get so sunstone crazy, you don't even want to think about anything else.
Oh yeah, I had the bug for a while.
This is a life treasure. So whatever gold ring this goes in is going to be on like Antiques Roadshow in 100 years. So I assume these are also sunstones.
Yep, all these trays are sunstones. These three right here. There's a wide variety.
Hey Ryan.
Hey Dave, how you doing?
It's good. Good, nice to see you again.
See ya.
Okay, this is your stuff.
Yes, sir. You found the spot.
Yeah, I just wandering around.
Ryan also mines gem silica chrysocolla from Nevada. A lot of these are fantastic specimens, and you wouldn't really want to cut into that, I think. It's all the beautiful crystallinis there.
That's really what you need because you can see some color in it.
Where some of these, like this one here, would cut fantastically.
On that area, then you'll be able to see the heat. As well as the fraction.
I wonder if he tumbled this because it has a great satin finish to it and the cleavage isn't too sharp. Let's look at the sun right there.
Make you the mine geologist.
Yeah, I'd take that. Yeah, you need a geologist for sure, so you just tell people you got one. What's something like this go for you?
They range from, these ones go up to 6 to plus a carat. I try and keep them a little lower, but it's very soft.
So, I would love some of this. Yeah. That's over there, right?
Yeah, so those ones.
And then he has a few pieces over
Bigger
here.
web ones, tighter web stuff. I'm all out of that rough. I got like 2 more.
I like the light green. Perhaps that's considered lower quality than some of these darker blues, but I really like it.
The only issue with this stuff is that lighter neck can be a little softer sometimes.
Can't thank you enough for taking your time to talk to us, Ryan. I really appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, thank you for coming out.
Ryan Novell, Conscious Creators. The contact information will be down in the description section below, but you can find him on Instagram. He shows videos of the dig and the claims.
Yep, pictures of big nuggets coming out and us working it, and so you can see it actually coming from the mine.
That's fantastic. Or you can come on down to the powwow show during the next couple days and see him yourself. Thanks again, brother.
Thank you, Dave. It's been a pleasure.